Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. In the last episode, we focused purely on structure. We used divs, we nested them, and we added classes, but visually everything was still very plain. In this episode, we are going to improve that, but slowly. Not by pasting a big block of CSS, but by adding one small style at a time, deploying and seeing exactly what changes. So let's get it started. If you remember, I had this template from previous episode, and in last two episodes we used these inject and function. And in the function, we used something like this. So we captured message.payload from our timestamp, pushed it into a function called new date to translate it to more readable format, and captured hours, minutes, and seconds for that time. If I go back to my template, we created this last episode. So we do have one outer div, and inside that we have several different divs. If I click done and deploy and go to my page one, at this point we can see everything. We can see our title, hours, minutes, and seconds. Everything at this point works, but it looks like plain text. If I go back to my template, now let's make the outer div visible in the panel. I'll just apply something what we call a style. Style allow us to actually give it some features to improve it visually. So I say style equal, I'm going to add a border, so like border, and I'm going to give it some values, something like this. And I would like that to be solid. If I click done, go back to my page one, we can see all of the information, and now we can clearly see where the widget starts and ends. Well, as we see visually, the text is touching the border. It's not nice to read. So next, I'll go back to my template and add heading. So here, I'll add another style called heading, and I'll assign a value to it. If I click done and deploy again, go back to my page one, we can see clearly the context has some breathing room. This is one of the most important CSS properties for dashboard. Now, what if I want to have nice round edges around this border? What I can do, I can go back to my editor, I can go back to my template, and here I can add border radius. If I deploy, go back, we can see now it has a round edges. It's a small change, but already feels more modern. What else can we add? So right now the panel is transparent. Depending on what I've set on dashboard theme, it may not look good. So I'll explicitly set background color. Go back to my Node-RED, go to the template, and here I set the background color to gray. Deploy. If I go back to my page one, you can see the background color is now changed to gray. Now the widget clearly stands out from the page. Let's move to the title. Here our title is time. I go back to my Node-RED editor, template. Here I do have the enter div. But if I separate it, it would be something like this. Here I'm going to add a style. I would like that purely focus at the moment to alignment. So I'm adding a text align, and I set the value to center. What it does is that it pushes the title to the middle of the container. But what if I would like that to be bold? I can go back, and here I'll add another style, font weight, and I would like that to be bold. Click done. Now it actually looks like a heading. I want the title to stand out a bit more, so I'll increase the font size. I'll go back here and I add font size, done, deploy, and here we go. The title size is changed. The title size is changed. It's readable and it's clear. What if I want to set a certain color to this? I'll go back here, add my color. Something like this should gives it a bluish color. If I click back to my page one, and I can see the title stands out without being distracting. Now let's move to the rows. Right now, they are stacked as texts. First, I'll add some spacing between each. So here I'll add to one of them, and perhaps I can copy and paste it for the rest. So I'll add my style, and I add a padding and assign a value to it. I click deploy. We can see now it has more spaces to the rest. So I'm going to add that, the rest done, and deploy page one. And here we go. It's already easier to read. Now I'll go ahead and I add a subtle line between rows. How to do that? So here I add my border top, and I'd like that to be solid. Now each row is clearly separated. That's it for today. But the important thing here is that this is not the final look. And of course, we know that every single visual change came from one line of CSS. If something looks wrong, you know exactly where to look at now. That's how we build dashboards that don't break later. Thanks for watching this episode.